tell you, come on everybody, come on everyone. The time to love is here, let these troubled days be done. Hey there, Kenya. I often sit and wonder how things could be this way. I guess we'd better tell them this is a brand new day. Don't leave it up to the other man or to another day. Take your life into your hands, make it work out your way. It's not the number of times you stumble down and fall upon the ground. It's the number of times you pick yourself up and keep on moving on to meet your goal. Come on, everybody. Come on, everyone. The time to love is here. Let these troubled days be done. I tell you, come on, everybody. Come on, everyone. The time to love is here. Let these troubled days be done. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Kenya. My good friend, my personal training, good buddy. How are you today? Thanks so much for joining us. Those of you on Instagram and those of you on YouTube, thank you for joining us. This is Dr. Herbert Harris. And we're doing something a little different, our 8 p.m. show, our 8 p.m. live on Instagram and on YouTube to talk about our home study course, the new you for the new year home study course. Let me just pull up a graphic for those on YouTube. Let me see if I can pull it up a second because I want to give you a quick overview. Okay, here we go. So on YouTube, you can see, and I'll tell you on Instagram that we're talking tonight about the new you for the new year home study course. And the reason I'm putting some time into this is the course that can change your life. And this is the course that's designed for you. It's an audio course, everything on computer, on your phone. And it is designed to take you through 4 stages. Stage number 1, face the facts. To really look at where you are right now and examine your situation. See how you're doing. You know, many times we get so involved with where we want to go that we are not clear where we are. And you know, a GPS requires that you have a location and a destination. So face the facts. Lesson 2 is on making life changes. That once you recognize where you are and your situation, then you really have to, first you got to identify the changes necessary, and then you have to commit to make those changes happen. The third lesson is on setting goals and objectives. Many times we set our goals and objectives based on our condition. You know, if we're poor, if we're broke, if our finances are messed up, then most of our goals are going to have to do with money. You know, sometimes our money is fine, but our relationships are messed up. So most of our goals are going to have something to do with the things that are causing us challenges. And so when we set goals that way, though, there's a tendency to set reactive goals that react to your situation rather than goals that project something for the future, that project a new possibility. And so setting new goals and objectives based on your new commitment to change. And then finally, the 4th key is commitment to action, and where we teach you how to do a step-by-step action plan. So that's the you might say the visual of the home study course. And tonight I want to talk a little bit about making life changes. Once we know where we are, then we can make some changes. And then lesson 2, we really get into, you might say, some real serious diagnostics. You know, if you're on a ship and you have, if you can imagine the life is existing on the river of time. And we're all on that river of time. Everybody's on the river, but each of us has a boat that has an engine, it has a rudder, it has a crew, and it has sails. So the same wind that blows on boat A blows on boat B. But boat A gets blown into the storm, and boat B gets blown into the sky, gets blown into the heavens, gets blown into a positive destination. So you have to say, well, what's the difference? It's like the set of the sails, the mindset, the attitude. And so this second lesson is really designed to help you diagnose the things that you need to know to make the changes that can help you go where you want to go. I like that. Diagnose the things you need to know to go to the places you want to go. Relentless Aaron. Hey, folks, this is one of the greatest urban writers of all time. Relentless Aaron from Atlanta, Georgia. Thanks for joining us, my friend. Oh, man, I greatly respect your work and all the things you do. The great teacher. Thank you. Thank you so much. And so this home study course, each one of these lessons, especially this lesson number 2, making the changes for your success. See, we have a workbook. I'm just going to put it up here for you. This is a part of the home study course, the workbook. And what the workbook does is we have places in the workbook for you to write in certain information. We use spiritual principle. Example, the Habakkuk in the Bible says, write the vision, make it plain upon tablets. So if you don't write it down, chances are it's not going to happen. We recognize the fact that everybody doesn't have a printer, et cetera. So when we designed this home study course, all of the forms, this book, all of these things are online so that you can fill them out online. So you don't even have to print it out. I mean, you can. I'm a paper person, so I print it out. But these things are all online so that you can fill in the blanks, fill in the answers. So how do you go about making these changes to prepare yourself for next year? In law, we determine the truth based on questions. You've watched some of these great trials that have gone on, the George Floyd trial, the Arbery trial, the O.J. Simpson trial. And one of the things you notice about trials is that you win or lose based on the questions you ask. And so in life, you really win or lose. You never lose in life, but you either become one with your purpose and your goals, or you wander around on the river of time. You see, the river of time is always flowing. And you move on that river of time based on your thoughts, your emotions, your habits, and your relationships, and the choices you make. So you can either let the river take you and go where it wants you to go, or you can make these choices to change your life so that you go where you want to go. So think about this. When we talk about asking questions, when we look at where we are right now, we call it New You for the new year because people get that mindset that the new year, you make new resolutions and new goals. And now we're about 45, 46 days into the river. Relentless Aaron says, be the river. Absolutely. We are the river. The time is in essence in us and we are in it. Thanks, Aaron. And so when we are at this point in time and space, we say, now, what do I have to do to adjust my thinking? At the end of the year, you look back and you say, oh, I had a great year. I had a terrible year. In lesson 1, we talk about face the facts, how you figure out whether you have a year that you need to put in the file cabinet and do something completely different, or whether you have a year where you did pretty well, you just need to do some tweaking. But in the second lesson, we start asking questions. And one of the things we say is this. You say, how do you eat an elephant? Bite by bite. How do you really diagnose your life? You can't look at it in the big picture. It's much easier to approach it and break it down. And we say, in order for you to really understand the changes necessary, let's look at 6 areas of your life and 6 areas, 6 activity areas, 6 goal areas. And then let's look at each one of those areas and see how we did. Okay? Area number 1, your personal goal, your personal areas. the things to do with your person, for you. Area number 2, your family goals, your family area. How do you interact with your family, the people close to you? Area number 3, your professional goals. You have a job, you have some career, you have something you're doing to exchange time for money. Number 4, your financial goals. I was doing a talk this morning and we were talking about financial goals. And Aaron, one of my good buddies, I had a driver in Atlanta, Georgia. He was one of the greatest drivers I ever had. And he was old school. And he used to say this about finances. He used to say, if your outflow exceeds your income, your upkeep becomes your downfall. If your outflow exceeds your income, your upkeep becomes your downfall. And so these financial areas to look at. Look at the spiritual areas. You know, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. Look at the community areas. We live in an environment. We live in a community. We live in a city or a county or apartment house. And so when we look at our lives now and we break it down into these 6 areas, now there are some other areas, but the essence of lesson 2 is to look at each one of the 6 areas. For example, let's look at personal. Now we have Kenya Crooks. Kenya is a great personal trainer. He has some incredible videos where he takes folks who are really overweight and who really want to lose that weight, and he gives them a model. He gives them a program to lose the weight and create the physical body that they would like to see, and mental. And so right now, to look at where you are right this very moment, say, well, what were my personal goals? What are my personal goals right now? If you don't have any, this diagnostic can help you get some. You may want to look back at last year or last month and say, well, I had some personal goals the first month of the year. And by the time I got to the end of the first month, I'd forgotten what they were. So to look at your personal goals and ask yourself, am I happy with the way I'm doing this? Now in the gym, let's see what we talked in the analogy with the gym, with personal trainer. So my personal goals were to, for example, to lose 20 pounds. And am I happy with my performance? When I look at myself, how did I do? Did I lose 20 pounds? Nope. Maybe you didn't. So then the next question is, well, are you happy with that? And see, this is where you begin to change that change in attitude. Some people will accept their current situation and be happy with it. They'll convince themselves that it's okay to be whatever it is they say they didn't want to be. So a person signs up for a personal trainer to lose weight. That's what their goal is, to lose weight. But if they don't follow the plan and they started out at 210 and now they're 220, then are you happy with that? Now, people give excuses. And one of the key things we learn in this transformation class is that excuses and success cannot coexist. And so if you're not happy with your performance, then, okay, well, then what can I do to improve that? And that may mean that I need to stick to my schedule. I need to call Kenya. I need to call my personal trainer and say, look, I've been slipping and sliding. If you'll work with me, let's set a schedule and I'll make it my business. I will be there every day on time. I'll be ready and we'll do it, just like you said. Because when you do the activity, you get the results. You can make excuses or you can make money, but you can't make both. That's it. Relentless Aaron said this. Let me share this. He said, you can make excuses or you can make money, but you can't do both. Powerful. Thanks, Aaron. So when you look at, I'm not happy with my performance, okay? Then the next question to ask, well, what can I do to change it? And then you start, interacting with your trainer. You start setting a schedule. Guess what? If you don't set a schedule for the things you have to do, they probably won't get done. We were talking, a part of this whole transformation process is that you have to live by the book. You have to have a calendar so that you can now look at your performance. So what could I have done? Now, this is a powerful question coming up now. when we start laying out the changes we need to make, when we look at a particular area of our lives and we don't come up to our own expectations, we ask this question: what will I not do again? Woo! What will I not do again? Now, when you ask that question, that's what you call, that's one of those, on Wednesday mornings, we do Wisdom Wednesday at 8 a.m. And Dr. J from Barbados, now she's a personal trainer. I'm surrounded by a lot of personal trainers. Y'all gonna force me into the gym sooner or later. Dr. J, this morning, she was laying a truth on us, and she said, this is a truth that's so heavy, I got to let my hair down. She took her dreads down. I'm like, whoa, this is serious. Okay. But this is one of those kind of things to ask: what will I not do again? I will not hang out. I will not hang around people. You know, if you're on a diet, don't go to the Golden Corral. Okay. I will not put myself in a situation where maybe my passions can pull me away from my personal goals. What will I not do again? And so as you go through these, we call them the non-diagnostic questions. We're just hitting a few of them. What will I not do again? Another next question is, what can I do to improve my performance? If my goal is to lose 20 pounds, then what can I do? I can show up. I can follow Kenya's instructions. Okay. I can be on time. I can watch what I drink. I can make sure to drink enough water. I know I need to drink about whatever my body weight, about half that amount in ounces every day. I need to drink enough water. So what can I do to improve my performance right now? Another diagnostic question. Then these are the heavy ones, folks. What will happen if I do achieve my personal goal? What will happen if I improve my performance this year? Wow. Yes. What will happen? Now, this is where you begin to paint the vision, because you say, what will happen? Well, if I lose those 20 pounds, I can fit into whatever the particular outfit I want to wear. I know that I'll look this way. I know that I'll feel better. I have more energy. So when you start that, paint that picture, what will happen if you do improve your performance in that personal area? And then this is the other question. What will happen if I don't? Now, those who are listening today and those who listen to this in the days to follow, these two questions are key. What will happen if I do improve? And what will happen if I don't? So this is the essence here. So this process, these 9 diagnostic questions, in lesson 2 of the New You for the New Year Home Study course, we focus on these 9 diagnostic questions in every area. Finance. Most people are like, right now, like, I'm happy with myself. I'm just broke. You know, I got more month at the end of the money. You know, maybe I'm overweight, but that ain't my problem. Maybe my clothes are old, but that ain't my problem. I just don't have enough money. Okay. So do the same diagnostic sets for your money. Did you have financial goals? Do you have financial goals? No, well, that's the problem. Okay. If you don't have any, then your performance ain't even an issue. Okay. What can you do to have improved your situation? Well, if you don't have any money, if your money's not right, what can you do? Well, you need to start moving on now. What can I do to improve my situation? Well, obviously, I got to change my thinking. I got to change my feelings. I got to change my habits. I got to change my relationships. What must I do to improve my performance from this point on? And that's when you look at your finances, you say, well, number one, okay, you need to set a budget. Okay. Because if you don't know where your money is going, it doesn't matter where it's coming from. You'll always be broke. Okay. So number one, you got to set a budget. Number two, you may need to look at your income. Are you being paid enough? If not, what can you do to get paid more? How can you bring more value to the world? So these ideas, these questions, these non-diagnostic questions, and that's why it's important that you write them down. You can't just say them and like, yeah, I got it. No. When you write them down, when you go into the dynamic worksheet and you write them down, now you can come back and believe me, once you write the answers to these questions, you think on them. And they'll be like seeds. They'll grow in your consciousness, okay? What can I do to make more money? Okay. Maybe I need to go back to school. Maybe I need to increase my skill level. Maybe I need to take entrepreneurship seriously. I'm a network marketer, and one of the things that always, disappoints me is see how many people can come into an arena, into a network marketing company and play around. You have people making 20, 30, 50, $100,000 a month. I know some people that made $1 million a month in network marketing. And you come in and complain, I can't make $200. What's the difference? The difference is their level of commitment. They are prepared to do the things that it takes to get the necessary results. So this lesson 2 in the New You for the New Year home study course, lesson 2 is the deal breaker. Because now once you've answered these questions and once you've written the answers down, something happens. The Habakkuk says, write the vision, make it plain, that he may run that readeth it. Though it may tarry, wait for it. It will surely come to pass. Once you start writing these things down, you begin to create a vibration to bring about the results that you're seeking. As this begins to happen, you are now preparing yourself to move on to the third lesson. But now you have I like to think of I call it a modus operandi. Now we use the 12 universal laws of success as the reference text. And as you're beginning now to develop the commitments to make those decisions for change that will transform your life, then you look at some of what we like to call 4 steps, 4 key steps. And number 1, to recognize that success begins in your mind. So to change your thinking, to focus on happiness and abundance rather than focusing on things. Someone once said, cash and watches and cars. And by the way, in the background, I love cars. I'm a car person. And that's a Stutz American. Muhammad Ali had a car like that. He had a black one. I think that's the one that Evel Knievel used to own. But I love cars. So Stutz American. There's Stutz American, Stutz Black Hawk. I don't think they make them anymore, but when you got one, you're different, okay? But success begins in your mind to realize that whatever the change is necessary to create the life you desire, to think it. Think a new thought. And that's why writing it down is so important, because you can crystallize it. Second key in this transformation process is to be constant in your efforts. As you go, we were talking about going to the gym, you don't get a 6-pack overnight. Okay? But you didn't gain that weight overnight either. Dick Gregory used to say, people come and they want to lose 100 pounds in a week. They say, but you didn't gain 100 pounds in a week. And so be constant in your efforts. Once you make that commitment to find the things that are necessary to change in your life, then you got to be constant in your efforts. Relentless. I love it. Relentless, Aaron. I'm going to do it until I get it. The scripture says, seek and you shall find. Knocking it shall be opened. Asking it shall be answered. But it doesn't tell you how long. You do it until you get it. So be constant in your efforts. Be committed to make that change. Third key. Oh, this is the biggie. Get away from the crowd at the bottom. Okay? As you begin to create the new you, think back on that analogy of the boat, the ship on the river of time. Your crew, the people you permit to come onto your ship, onto your boat, can either help you get where you're going or keep you going in circles. If you got one bunch rowing right and the other bunch rowing left, you're going to just go around in circles. And so realize that to get away from the crowd at the bottom, there are a lot of people that who cannot be close to you for the entire trip. As you transform yourself, you create a different vibration, and many people that were with you in the early days become uncomfortable in the latter days. Like, man, you don't have time for me. You're so busy doing this. You're so busy doing that. You don't have time for me. Get away from the crowd at the bottom. Sometimes it's your family. You can't get away from, you can't divorce them, but you may limit the access. You know, I got some Thanksgiving relatives. The only time I'm gonna see them is at Thanksgiving. And then I got another bunch of Christmas relatives. The only time I see them is Christmas. Okay, I love them, but I know that the vibration that they send out, don't invite my Aunt Lil to dinner and ask her how she's feeling, unless you have an hour and a medical dictionary, because she will tell you. And once she starts, you can't stop her. So get away from the crowd at the bottom. Love them, but understand that everybody can't make the journey with you. And in order for you to use the mastermind principle to do great things, you must be able to come together with like-minded people. The scripture says, when two or more gathered on one accord, I am among them. I am is the making power, the power to transform you, the power to transform energy, the power to transform life. So get away from the crowd at the bottom. And then the fourth key is to be willing to change your life completely. And that's what lesson 2 of the New You for the New Year Home Study course does. It puts you in that position now that you are willing and anxious to change your life completely, because now you have a new direction, because now you have new thoughts. You have diagnosed your situation, you have new thoughts, because now you have new emotions. You feel comfortable now. You have confidence now. You have faith now. New habits. Being in a gym and a personal trainer, it's all about creating habits. Habits that support the outcome you're seeking. If you want to lose weight, you got to do certain things. You got to put it in a habit mode to do it. If you want to create success, you got to do certain things. You got to put it in a habit mode to do it. And then your relationships. Be willing to change your life completely, to recognize everybody can't go along for the whole trip, but it's okay. Believe me, those people who say you don't have time for me now that you are getting famous and rich, believe me, they will own up to you anytime. Oh yeah, I remember Relentless when he didn't have any money. Now he's a big time writer. Now he's been around the world. Oh yeah, Kenya, I know. Yeah, he's a big time personal trainer. Yeah, he's my buddy. This is my boy. Okay. So a lot of people will always claim you when you're a winner. So be willing to change your life completely. I took some time to go into this because I really, I was talking with George Fraser, and George was sharing some feedback on the New You for the New Year Home Study course. And it was saying that this is like the breakthrough, that so many of us now have to have auditory stuff. We don't have time to sit down. The classrooms are all crazy. And so to be able to listen to it on your time. It also says, to have that workbook, to have the discipline to plug into that workbook and put the things there necessary to help you transform. The Don King syndrome. I hear you, buddy. George is a good buddy. He was really impressed with the whole piece. The idea of using that workbook can help you keep your feet to the fire. And there's a certificate. We have a certificate of completion in there in the kit. So when you complete it, you put your name on it. But another aspect of it, we do these mastermind sessions where you can connect up with other people who are taking the class, who are doing the home study course, and share some of the challenges you have. So I've given you so much information about it. How do you get the course? Go to our website, herbertharris.com. HERBERTHARRIS.com, and click on the tab Home Study Courses. And what you will see is the New You for the New Year Home Study Course. And the course was $97, but we have a special introductory offer. We're now in like the pre-launch stages. The special introductory offer for $47. Money back guaranteed. If you get it, you aren't transformed, and you just, everybody's not going to follow the plan. But if you use the methods and the ideas we said in this book, you can truly create the person you want to be. So go to our website, herbertharris.com, click on the Home Study Courses, read all the information about the New You for the New Year Home Study Course, and buy the course. $47 that downloads to you, to your phone, to your computer, and then you get busy. If you want to do it at 2 a.m. in the morning, so be it. Whatever time, you get busy. Because folks, when you have a class like this, you are the best teacher you ever have. And you are also the best student you can ever be. When you have a home study course like this, we give you the tools so that you can begin to teach yourself, train yourself, so that you can become the person you want to be, so that you can do the things you want to do, so that you can have whatever you want to have, always knowing that the best is yet to come. So it is. Whew. Thank you so much for being here. What you say, baby, thank you so much for being here today. Bridget, thank you so much for being here. Listen to this broadcast after it's finished. Please share it with at least 3 other people. And whatever you do, get the book, get the course. herbertharris.com for the New You for the New Year Home Study Course. So let's sing it on out. I'll be here tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Plug in. We'll be talking about part 3. But listen, here we go. Let's sing this on in. I guess we better tell them this is a brand new day. Don't leave it up to the other man or to another day. Take your life into your hands, make it work out your way. It's not the number of times you stumble down and fall upon the ground. It's the number of times you pick yourself up and keep on moving on to meet your goal. Come on, everyone. The time to love is here. Let these troubled days be done. I tell you, come on, everybody. Come on, everyone. The time to love is here. Let these troubled days be done. Thank you so much. Be what you want to be, do what you want to do, and have whatever you want to have, always knowing that the best is yet to come. And you are part of the best. You are